Chip, as we call him, you can see the power in the guy. His ability to lower his pads. Nagata reminds me a little bit of Eno. I'm not saying he's Eno, but I'm just saying he has that ability to make people miss in space. And he hadn't practiced a lot. He was a little sore, so we've kind of brought him along gingerly. But they both have really put in a lot of work to learn the offense. And I think that's that's where we're at right now as an offense. Everyone's trying to learn what to do. So the speed of it is not where we'd like it. But I like what we're doing. I really do. I think with personnel groups, the ability to create matchups with motion, tight end trading and all this shifting stuff, it's a problem. I mean, you can make a defense have dirty eyes when you do that. And I think our defense, it's good for them because now they're dealing with this every day in practice. Same way on the defensive side of it. We're trying to learn how to play a little bit different on the front. But I like our energy. We got to clean up some mistakes. But I do like her.
Just learn the playbook. Is that the biggest hurdle for
yeah, and now they actually have playbook. There is a system where they have to learn, same way on defense. There's a playbook, there's things they have to learn. The receivers have to learn the call now and play. There's no more hand signals. Jaden has the ability at the line of scrimmage to check out of some things. He did that today. So everyone has to be in tune. But the snap count and the cadence is really interesting. I mean, you see guys flinching all the time, and I can imagine once it really gets going fast, and the way Zach calls things, he can slow things down, he can make it go fast. But that's a problem. That can be a problem for defense. All this shit.
Would you get any comments on the GL thing?
Oh, that's a little fun. We have a little fun. You know me, I'm always going to have some fun in practice. And we always, 2 or 3 players have just messing with offense and defense. When they're not of late, the DBs have gotten the best of the receivers, and so we say, when they put the handcuffs on you, you're going to jail. And we put them in the popo. So, we me, I'm always having some fun with it. So I kind of, do this, and there they go. They're in the popo. And so, that's how it works. So today, everybody's always worrying every day between the receivers and the DBs, who's going in. I said, well, there might be some DBs going in there today. If the receivers have a good day, DBs go in there. So the coaches can go in there, everybody can go in there. It's an open forum now. I'll put you in there. So we'll see what happens after we watch the film.
So how do you get out?
Well, having a good day. I can let anybody out. I got to get out of jail free card. Quarterback's wondering if he's going in there. I said, well, I'll look at the tape, And if you do go in there, I promise you somebody's going to get you out before practice. So you'll be all right. We'll see what happens. Got to have fun doing this. I mean, I'm always going to have fun with the guys. And we've had this thing going now for about 4 practices. So everybody kind of anticipates when I come into the meeting who's in, who's out, right? So it's been a lot of fun.
Coach, how do you think Jaden's doing learning the new offense so far?
He is very, very conscious of things, of the details of it. He gets it. Now, does he get it all yet? But he understands it. He's done a nice job of orchestrating it all for the most part. I mean, he's really keen on what's going on. I mean, he was all excited today about, we had some trickery in there, and he was involved in it, so he kind of likes that stuff.
Was that really special that you get?
I ain't gonna say all that. People are watching this tape, so I'll just leave it at that. Practice is practice.
So going into year 2 for Jade versus year 1, what's the biggest difference you've noticed in him so far?
I think he's going to be pressed upon to be a leader. That wasn't required last year for him, and done purposely by me. I told him, you don't need to lead, you need to play quarterback. But now this is his offense, and he understands that. And he's in this building every day. He meets with me every day. He's in this building. He understands that the team is built around him. And that's the next step for any young quarterback, That's where he's at. So we'll see. It'll be fun. He's very conscious of doing the right thing and making sure that the team is okay. He's that kind of guy. He wants to make sure that the team is okay. It's never about him, and that's what you love about the guy. But we talk every day. I mean, in practice, after practice, it's just that's what we do. We're on the same page, which is good.
It's mostly about implementation right now.
Yes, it is. Offense and defense, and it's all new. And you know, you can see the brains churning inside the helmets right now. Kind of line up, trying to go fast, all these things, and it puts extra stress on you. It's our 5th practice. But as we continue to build this thing on both sides of the ball, we'll be able to play faster. But I like our energy. I mean, it's not all right. I mean, it's not all perfect, but our energy is pretty good, and that's what I like.
You said just a minute ago, he said we kind of confused ourselves offensively today at times.
Absolutely. There's a lot going on now. I mean, it's kind of fun for me to sit in the offensive meeting room when we watch the tape together, because I'm pretty aware of what we're doing on defenses. I'm familiar with what Marvin's doing. I ran the same system. We've been in that system before, and AP's been in that system. So I'm sitting in with the offense watching them just to learn more about our offense and to comment on how certain things give defenses problems, right? I mean, that's what you always tell the offense. I said, when you do this, realize there's a problem now. You just created a problem for us. And so that's always good to get the feedback from the coaches.
What do you see even long figuring into this offense? Because he's now not a quarterback.
Yeah.
You're throwing him into other positions.
And that's probably where he's going to end up, probably as an H-back. As you know, we got another quarterback coming in, a freshman, and he's pretty talented too. It'd be kind of interesting to get him in there to watch that all unfold. But I think he's a guy we got to get him on the field, and we'll find a way to do that. Similar to Case Hatch. Case Hatch is more of like a fullback, a tight end kind of. I look at Ethan as an H guy, kind of an H-back, you know, and move him around and let him have the ball sometimes. You know, he can throw a little bit. You know, all those things, you got to build a package around him. And I think this offense will allow him to do that. Zach's just trying to get a feel for him, where he's at. And the problem is when you're implementing the offense right now, you just can't specifically say one player because you're trying to teach the offense. As we grow and as we get to Camp T, then you can start defining players' roles, which is very important for us.
Is there any update on Camp Phil? He hasn't been out there yet.
Yeah, Grandma is sick back in Houston. He went home, and that's always first around here. As you guys know, Merlin's father passed, so we moved practice. There's a bunch of guys probably going to go Thursday, so we decided Thursday would be a meeting day, and we'll practice on Friday. Myself, AP, there's coaches that are going to the service, and so when family matters arise, we always tell players that's first, so that's probably more important than a football practice.
Herm, with just the offense and the adjustments.
Yeah.
Receivers and quarterback on the same page is going to be really big, right?
Yes.
So what do you think about just kind of how that's going so far?
Well, it's work in progress, and I think you can see the smoke coming out of helmets right now because the guys trying to learn up, they learn where to go, then there's certain routes, and all of a sudden you're a receiver, and according to what the route is, you could be the Z, you could be the X, you could be, it doesn't matter. You got to learn how to do this. And so you can just see them trying to figure it out, but they're all in tune. They want to learn this, and we still have, 4 receivers that are still coming. We're not done yet. We still have about 13 guys that's going to arrive here in the summer, so that'll be interesting too. Now, they're getting the information. As you guys know, they came up last week and watched practice. They just came out and watched practice. We didn't talk to them, but they have a right to do that. But they are well aware of what's going on.
And Jaden's going into this next year, you have a good banter with him. What's kind of the messaging that you have in your interaction?
Well, we're going to have fun in practice, and you got to keep it lively. And we got this thing going right now about whether an offensive or a defensive player. If you're not having a good day as a skilled player right now, you could find yourself in Maricopa County correction facility, right? And so we're putting some players in jail, and we got some coaches that are obviously we call them the Popo, and Porter's visiting, and you can be a defensive player or offensive player. You find yourself in here. So every day after practice, when I watch the tape, the players are wondering who's going. And I told Jaden, I said, don't think you're too big now. you may find yourself in there. And and then he said, no. I said, well, I do know this. If you ever are in there, I'm pretty sure Zach will have a key and he'll get you out so you can come to practice. They're kind of waiting every day now in the meeting, who's in, who's out. And so it's I have the automatic get out of jail free card where I can get anybody out. So we're having some fun with this.
And Cam, folks hasn't been out there for the last week.
I went to his grandma's. Grandma's a little ill, so he's home there. We went home, and hopefully he'll get back this week. We'll see what that's about. Yeah, no problem.
Do you have a preference for how you would play Zeno? Like, are you cool with it being a committee, or you want one guy to kind of step?
No, you'd like to have more than one running back. I don't mind committee at all. When you say committee, there's always going to be one guy that's going to carry the load, according to how many plays you have on offense and how many times we run the football. So, if we can get plays on offense and you run 1,000 plays, let's say, on an offensive during the season, if you can average 70 plus plays. I'm not a 50-50 guy, but I like to run it within about 30 times. And so where does that back fit in, and how many runs does he get? Does he get, 25 or so, and then the other back gets the rest of the majority of it? We got to figure that out with the four backs we have right now. Which are the two that are going to play most? Because you're only going to play two backs at the end. You're not playing three backs. That's not going to happen. That's not reality. There's going to be two guys, and they're going to have to carry the load. Now we've been fortunate. Eno carried a lot of the load for us. Not fair to him all the time either, because you want that guy fresh in the fourth quarter. You don't want to wear him out, so you got to have two backs. And we feel like we got four guys that are competing right now for those two spots. Who plays the most? With the team. Yeah, pretty good. I think it's helped us now. The heat's kind of rising again, and so we got to get through it. We ran about 80 plays today, which is good. We want to get that volume up, where guys have to play football. If you see, a lot of our periods are 11 on 11, and I think that's important on both sides of the ball to get guys running to the ball, playing offense and defense together. And so that's been a lot of fun. But I would imagine we got about at least 88 plays in today, which is good for us. We've been averaging about 70 something, but I think today it hit around 80, which is a good thing.
How much does this offense, and I guess tailor to James' strength or aid his development as a quarterback this year?
Well, I think it's not just Jaden, it's just everyone in general. When you think about offense, our ability to create matchups, our ability to play multiple players. I like the eye candy part of it all. I've been a defensive guy. When you play a team with a lot of eye candy, you have to have really clean eyes on defense. When you start shifting and motioning and you create different formations and you bring personnel groups in, that stresses the defense. It just does, and something bad's going to happen, because all eyes have to see the same thing defensively. And when someone does not see it correctly or doesn't understand where I'm supposed to be now because of this shift or motion, because a lot of the shifts in motion, you're talking about change of strength too. So all those things play into it. And if you're not a sound defense and you don't get all that, you're going to leave you're going to see, some gashing plays just because of that. It's good to defend it every day, because it keeps you alert as a secondary and as a front. So I like it, to be quite honest. Good.
How much longer do you see Jack Jones wearing that green jersey?
All of a sudden he likes it. We got 224s out there. So I told him, I said, you like the green jersey now? As long as he's practicing. Out of me. You don't like it? You don't like the green jersey?
I mean, I saw you guys just having a little banter.
If you come to practice every day, I'm gonna banter every day. That's what I do. I don't go out there. I'm not like some guy just stands there and blow the whistle. If I can't interact with my players, then I'm not going to practice. I do that with everybody. It's just you just pick your poison. You just watch where if you follow me, you'll get tired, because I go all day, man. That's what I do. I banter every position, all the guys. The receivers and the DBs are always, because their energy's like that. But I'm over there with the offensive line, defense. No one's safe, even reporters. So
Did you
it's
ever
just,
run a head coach that was in a tower? Did you ever run anybody like
Oh, no. All my guys all the head coaches I've been around were on the ground. Yeah.
John James used to do that at Washington.
Yeah,
In Dallas.
he did. I know that Bear Bryant did that. You know, there was some coaches back in the past, but I've always had guys on the field. That was kind of interesting. Everybody's different.